This is Mr. Perez. I'm gonna teach you how to make a basic motion tween. Motion tween is when Flash or Anime moves something in an easier way than doing frame by frame. Usually a symbol, which is a drawing, move along a path. And it's quite easy to make. The first thing I need to decide is how long the animation is gonna be. Uh, if you see my timeline here, it's pretty empty. I was doing something before, that's why you see the little thing here. But let's say I'm gonna make it 25 frames long. So I go to 25 and I go insert keyframe. Now I have an animation that is 25 frames long. I'm gonna go to my very first frame and I'm gonna draw an object. I'm gonna draw a little oval looking thing. Okay, so let's say it's a little object here. Okay, I noticed that by using this a lot that sometimes this is problematic when you have a stroke. So I'm gonna take the stroke out and I just want the fill for this object. So I'm gonna go and just do this. You can have a stroke, it's just problematic sometimes. So I'm just gonna leave it out. So this is the object I plan to apply a motion tween to it. So what I'm gonna do now is I need to select it. Okay, I can right click, go to create motion tween. But the software is gonna ask you to first convert it into a symbol. Even though you cannot see it here, I'm gonna do it the right way. So I'm gonna convert it to a symbol. I'm gonna name it blue. And the type of symbol that I want is a graphic symbol. So I go okay. And here's my object. Now I'm gonna apply a motion tween to it. And this is the way this works. I right click on it, create motion tween, okay? So now what I'm gonna tell the computer is by the time I'm the 5th frame, I want this object to be here. And now you saw that little line that got drawn there. It matches the color of the layer. So if you have more, each layer will have a different one. Just like stack objects doing Illustrator. So then I go by frame 10, I want my little object to be over here. So it's getting faster now. By frame 15, it's gonna be down here. And you know the motion tween is working because you get to see this line here. Notice that when I get the arrow near the line develops like a little curve. That means that I can make him turn. This dot though, it won't change, it's fixed, it's a square dot. If I take the convert anchor point tool, just like in Illustrator, you can make them look smooth. See, this one is square, this one is curved. And this is what you're getting. You see how the object moves? That's a motion tween. They're awesome because they save a lot of time in animating something. So I'm gonna go to frame 24. And by frame 24, I want my object to be here. Wow, that's quite a jump. Okay. Now there's more stuff that you can do. If you take the free transform tool, then you can do other stuff to this. Let's say after I activate the free transform and move it a little bit, the choices changes here. One of them is rotate. I drew in the shape of a propeller on purpose, so I can say, okay, it's gonna change, it's gonna rotate so many times per second. And you see how it goes now? The seconds are based on how many frames per second I have. If you notice, when I'm scrubbing on the timeline down here, what is the properties on the right side of the screen, you see FPS, it's 11. That means how many frames per second I have. And that determines the rotations of the object. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do. The direction, you know, do you want it the other way, counterclockwise? And it's gonna rotate backwards of what it was doing before. So there's a few things that you can do with this. And you see, once I switch tools and I click on the timeline, the options change. Now it's gonna go really, really slow. I'm gonna have 6 frames per second. And if I get a preview, command return, you get to see what I just did. This is a lot faster than onion skinning. I can also activate the onion skin features and you get to see the movement that I'm developing. If I move the scrub bar down here, you get to see the whole action of the animation. This is the basic of motion tween. I use it a lot when I want to show like clouds moving, or you can have a little object moving down the screen. It's really awesome. I hope you enjoy it and practice. Thank you.